What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Team Affinity Season 1 Chapter 3 has just dropped, and we're going to kind of do a full overview, and I'm going to go over the best cards that have dropped, and I'm going to be going over the most efficient way to complete this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go in, and something that they've changed for this chapter is they added just the normal moment, and they added the extreme moment. And if we look here, the normal moment is not the easiest. You have to get 3 hits, 1 extra base hit. The other ones are pretty similar, where you got to get like 3 hits or something like that. And then the extreme moment is going to be basically hit 2 home runs, collect 10 total bases, but it's going to be on Hall of Fame. So the AL East, the regular moment, is going to be on veteran. So I suggest you guys starting out with the veteran moment, and if you're able to, then I would suggest going over to the extreme moment. So then we're going to come down to the showdowns, and similar to Chapter 2, they have the Team Affinity Extreme, and they have the regular Team Affinity. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by doing the regular Team Affinity, and once you complete the 4th challenge, you get one of the Team Affinity vouchers, which I believe gives you like 2,800 Team Affinity tokens or whatever you want to call it. And then there's another Team Affinity voucher on the second to last challenge. So you have 2 from the 2 challenges, and then once you complete the final boss, then you get 2 more Team Affinity vouchers, which gets you 4 total ones. So once we complete the first Team Affinity, we can bring those vouchers into any division that you'd like and redeem them. Next, this Team Affinity Extreme Showdown, I suggest only doing if you are like pretty skilled at this game. These are pretty hard. I believe all the difficulties are on Legend or Hall of Fame, and you don't get anything until you beat the final boss. And I believe you get 20,000 Team Affinity tokens for each division once you complete this. So 120,000 total Team Affinity XP is really good, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 challenges that you got to complete. And if you mess up one of them, then you got to restart. So I only suggest doing this if you are very talented at hitting. So yeah. All right. So going back, once you complete the showdowns in the moment, and you exchange the vouchers, then we'll be just moving along. We'll probably be not enough to get the boss yet. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go into like the single player or multiplayer missions. And if you see here, they have missions specific to the certain game modes. So what I suggest doing is Conquest is always easy. Just create a team of all AL East players or whatever division you'd like to complete. Play with them, get the 20 hits, and then remember you just got to get 3 saves. So I suggest creating a team with all the players in a certain division and just kind of banging each one out one by one. So these are the single player missions. Oops. They also have multiplayer missions, which I believe are a little bit easier. You just go into multiplayer, just go into ranked, and you could use any AL East player if you're doing this division, and it's repeatable, so you can just pitch one game pretty much with them, and then you get 9,000 Team Affinity tokens, and that's a lot more than the single player missions. So you can basically do that in solo, or you can do it in co-op. How I would go about doing this is I would get a rotation or a starter and a couple relievers from the certain division that you want, and just pitch the whole game with them, or with those combination of players, because by the end of the game, you may get 10 strikeouts, and then if you complete this 8 innings, then you basically get yourself 9,000 Team Affinity tokens just on the pitching side of things. And if you play like 3 to 4 of these games, then you'll be at the boss already. So that's how I suggest going about it, just doing the multiplayer missions first. That's where I think you get the most bang for your buck. And then obviously, once you get the first boss, then put him in your team and you can complete these boss stat missions. Alright, for this next part of this video, we're going to be going over the best bosses that you can get from Team Affinity, and which division you should be doing first, and the order they should be doing it in. So first off, we're gonna start with the NL Central. There's really only the one main card, which I believe is the best card in all of the Team Affinity this chapter, is this Kerry Wood card. Kerry Wood has been a great card. He dominated in MLB The Show 23. His fastball is basically 100 miles an hour. He's got outlier on that fastball, and he's got 3 other perks. So this Kerry Wood card is insane. I suggest trying to complete the NL Central first, just so you can get him. And then also in the NL Central, this Eric Davis card. He has good hitting stats against lefties, so if you want to keep him on the bench just to hit off lefties, you can. He does have diamond defense, and he's got 99 speed and 99 steal. So this Eric Davis card is one of the best bench cards. You can use him as a pinch runner. You can use him as a uh, hitter when a lefty comes in. So he may not be. You can also use him in your starting lineup, but he's got a lot of advantages to use him in specific moments in the game. And then if you look here, he has 5 quirks. So this card is very good as well. This Robin Yount card, he's got 6 quirks, so also a very good card. But his hitting stats they're not too bad, but nothing insane. So I would probably get him third. Willie Stargell, I've always liked his swing. He's just kind of not fast enough to be playing in the outfield. 46 speed for left field. He does have diamond defense, but I like my players to have a little bit more speed. His contact and power is great. His clutch is great. And he's got these 6 perks. Lastly, we got this Ryan Ludwig. He's got 6 quirks as well. Kind of a more balanced hitter. Yeah, nothing too crazy about this card. Alright, so after you complete the NL Central, then I suggest going to the AL East. So I want to start off with this Brian Roberts card. I really love this card because he has diamond defense, he's a switch hitter, and he's a second baseman. I feel like second base is such a hard place to get a consistent bat, but he does switch hit. He has really good contact. His power is not the best, but that's Brian Roberts. And he has these 5 quirks. So honestly, I really like this card. Probably one of the first I'd go for in the AL East. Next, we have Wade Boggs. His contact is going to be insane. Power not going to be the best, but other than that, his hitting stats are crazy. Doesn't have the best speed, but I've always liked his swing. It's a nice, short, compact lefty swing. And he can play third and first. And one of my biggest things is bad ball hitter. As a trash player, I like swinging at balls sometimes. And he excels at hitting them outside the zone. So next we have this DJ LeMahieu card. This card doesn't really stand out as much. I'd rather have the Brian Roberts card to play second base, but not a bad card. Can't really go wrong with him. The only thing is he has no quirks, so that does suck about him. Brad Miller, Mariners legend. They really did him nice with his hitting stats. I mean, all of these are pretty much around 100. He has no quirks, which is the bad thing, but he can literally play anywhere in the field, which is really nice. All right, and then if you don't want to go the hitter route, this Tom Henke card is going to be insane. He throws 99 and he has outlier. But I think his best pitch is this 92-mile-an-hour forkball. This pitch is disgusting. Looks exactly like his fastball. And he also has a slider to get you off those 2 pitches. So if you need a good closer, this is going to be one of the best in the game right now. 99 overall closer, Tom Henke. All right, and then third, we're going to go with the NL East. So I want to start off with this Sandy card. Sandy, 5-pitch mix, 99-mile-an-hour four seam, and he has outlier too. So his sinker and his fastball are going to be a lot faster. Not as good as a Kerry Wood, but I would say the second best starting pitcher out of all the cards in the Team Affinity Chapter 3. All right, and then we have another good starting pitcher. Only problem is he doesn't throw as hard. He's got a really good pitch mix, but he just doesn't throw as hard. So I really like using pitchers that throw hard so I can beat people with a fastball. Sometimes if they don't throw hard enough, it's just everything you throw on the strike zone is gone. So not a terrible card, just not for me. And then Gary Carter. To be honest, there's a lot better catchers in the game. For a 99 overall card, doesn't have the best hitting stats. I prefer the Mike Napoli. You can go with either of the switch hitting options with like Cal Raleigh or Yasmani Grandal. So he does have a good amount of quirks. He has a pretty good pop time, which is really good for defense. But for me, I can get some more power out of the catching position. And then Mike Schmidt. This card is pretty solid. I'm glad they're giving him diamond defense. Um, but other than that, here are his quirks. Doesn't really have any crazy stats. Next, we got this Andre Dawson. Kind of similar to Schmidt. He just doesn't have any like stats that just pop out. He does have 91 speed, but other than that, no perks, so not the best. All right, and then fourth, we have the AL West. I want to start off with this Blake Trinan card. For a reliever, having 4 pitches is pretty good. Um, he does throw hard. He has outlier on his sinker, but other than that, um, obviously I prefer like Tom Henke above him, but this is still one of the better relievers in the game right now. All right, this Jeff Bagwell has pretty good hitting stats. The only thing is doesn't have great defense. Um, and I feel like there's better first basemen in the game right now. Honestly, I prefer left-handed hitters against, um, like because you see a lot more righty pitchers. But when I do see a left-handed pitcher and I'd be using a righty bat, I'd want someone at first base to have a little bit more power than 91. And here are his perks. This Jim Edmonds card, really good stats against righties, really good defense, 65 speed for a center fielder. It's a little low, but overall this card is pretty solid. All right, and this Edgar Martinez card, his hitting stats are off the charts. Every one of his hitting stats is above 100. His discipline and clutch is maxed out. His contact against lefties is maxed out. Um, he's one of those guys can't play defense, so I would honestly have him as a bench bat, kind of platoon if there is a left-handed pitcher, because this dude destroys lefties. And here are his 6 quirks. Lastly, we have Ian Kinsler. All around a very balanced card, defense, speed, hitting, but there are a couple better second basemen like Brian Roberts that I'd honestly prefer over Ian Kinsler. And then fifth, we have the NL West. So this Eduardo Escobar card, I do like it. He's a switch hitting third baseman with diamond defense. That's honestly what I look for. His hitting stats are definitely a lot better than I would have thought. Over 100 contact and power from both sides. Not insane defensive stats, but it's still diamond. So the only problem is he just doesn't really have that many perks. The CJ Crone card, definitely thought he was going to have maxed out power from both sides, but they kind of did him dirty. He would be the type of guy you could have him platoon to hit off left-handed pitchers, but gold defense is solid, but just not many perks, just not that great of a card. Now we got Gary Sheffield, righty destroyer. Doesn't have the best stats against lefties, but honestly, pretty balanced defense and speed. Has a lot of perks, so card is solid. Alright, and then this Hunter Renfroe is what I thought I'd see from CJ Crone. 125 power from both righty and lefties. Really good defense, honestly. I was a little surprised. 61 speed is solid, so this is one of a really good right field card. And then the only problem is he has no perks. Brian Wilson, Giants legend. So he has these two quirks. Um, honestly, just a fastball, cutter, slider. For a reliever, he doesn't throw that 99 that you want to see, but not a bad card. Just there's definitely better relievers in Team Affinity right now. All right, and then lastly we got the AL Central. All right, this Lucas Giolito card, nothing really special about it. Just pretty solid. Just a 99 card that I wouldn't really go after. No perks. Throws 93. Nothing too good about it. Then we got this Cliff Lee card. I love Cliff Lee. He was on the Mariners for a little bit. So he's only got these two perks. But he's got 96 control, which is really good. So if you want a good pitcher who can spot up, he's your guy, but not going to overpower anyone. He's got a pretty good pitch mix, though. This Alan Trammell back in the show once again. Got a little position diversity. Plays really good defense. Has solid speed. Just kind of lacks a little power. He does have these 6 perks, though, so one of the better ones in this division. Then we got this Whit Merrifield. He can play pretty much anywhere in the outfield and infield. Just can't play shortstop. I would have liked to see him have a lot better steal than 40. He used to be one of the top bag stealers in the league. So if he had a better speed or steal, I think I'd recommend getting him. But honestly, with no quirks, he's just not really worth it. Then we got this Killebrew card. Hitting stats are off the charts. Just pretty much above 100. Only problem is he's got silver defense. That doesn't really play. And he doesn't really have good speed. So, not terrible card, but just not what I'm choosing at the beginning. Alright, so there you have it. We just went over the most efficient ways to complete the Team Affinity. So, like I said before, just do those moments. Create a team with players in the specific division that you kind of want to go for after first. And I just honestly suggest playing that ranked game and then pitching those 8 innings, hopefully getting 10 strikeouts, and then you'll be well on your way within completing this Team Affinity program. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.